Number 7, here are rational expressions, not equations. These guys are not equal to anything. You are just basically simplifying it as much as possible. And when you multiply a fraction, it's the best. It's the easiest thing to do because all you have to do is simplify whatever you can and then cross out everything that is countercharging itself. Like if there's one element, one factor at the top, and there's the same identical factor in the numerator, then cross it out. So here we go. We've got like right here. Now there's nothing being added or subtracted to it, so there's nothing to factor out. Okay. So I see that there's a 6 here and a 3 there. Without even looking at these two, I know that this 3 can go in there twice. Okay. And I've already simplified it a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at each one of these and each one of these and see what I can take out. And I see that I can actually take a 3 out of both of these. So I'm going to take a 3. Is that the highest? Yep, 3. All right, and that gives me 5a plus 8. All right, now that 3 could have canceled that 3 out, but I already took care of him, so that's good. Now here I can actually see a 6 will go into all of this, and that would be a 5a, and that would be an 8 as well. So notice now that I've changed this to a binomial with a factor pulled out of it, okay, and this guy here. So this looks like I've got a 5a plus 8. That being in parentheses means that it's a package, and now that they're identical in the numerator, identical in the denominator, I can actually cross it out. And so what's left? You've got a 2 times 3 at the top, which is 6, but then that cancels with the 6 that is left here. Okay, 5a plus 8 is canceled out, but the 6 is going to cancel out now, and it looks like you are left with just an a squared in the numerator. So what's left is just a 1 at the top and the a squared. Now over here it looks like you can't do much, but in reality you can just factor away. I can take a 3 out of that for a 3, an r plus 8, so that 3 and this 3 can cancel out. And maybe there's an r plus 8 in here, so that is a quadratic. So what I do is I do a quick little x method, and that is a 9. Let's see, that is a negative 90, and I want 1, so it looks like that's going to be a positive 10 and a negative 9. So that gives me an r plus 10 and an r minus 9. Okay, and in no way does that cancel out the r plus 8, so it looks like that's it. I'm just stuck. The only thing that went was the 2 3s, so my final answer is here. Okay, now I like to keep those in parentheses, so if you left it like that, that's totally fine. All right, now 9 is a little different because now you've got division. So division is almost the same process, which with one little step. We're going to go ahead and wrap him in parentheses. Okay, this guy can factor out a 2. I like to do the easy ones first. Okay, this guy's in parentheses. And then this guy right here, factors of 70 that add up to negative 17 is actually an m. Let's see, that would be a minus 10 and then an m minus 7. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna cross out the things I've already factored so that I don't accidentally do something else. Okay. All right, let's see. So in this case, I feel like those guys could cancel out, and they do. The thing is that I want to make sure that I divide. And so this second term here will be flipped. And so this will then become 2m minus 10 here, and then m minus 5 up there. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and cross this out so it doesn't get confusing, and I'm just going to do this for time and space. But these guys are still above each other, so that's cool. Those will cancel out, as they should have in the beginning. But now I've got an m minus 10 in the denominator and an m minus 10 in the numerator. So that guy is good and good. And so the only thing left when everything is clear is m minus 5 over 2. All right. Okay, and then here we've got plenty of things to factor. P minus 6. Here we got p minus 3. But that is division, so I'm going to flip this guy for a p minus 3 up here and then a 7p there. All right, looks like that 7p isn't going to do much here. The 2 will cancel out here and there. And then it looks like the p minus 3 here, p minus 3 there. Let's just scribble that out because he's done. The only thing left is a p minus 6 and the 7p. And those are right above each other, so that would be A. Okay, moving forward, this is, let's see where we at, 5-minute mark. Okay, we can go ahead and do these two. Now these guys, yeah, they're fractions, and yeah, it looks kind of intimidating, but just do keep in mind they have the same common denominator, so we can literally march right across. Okay, we can march straight across. This then is k plus 1 minus k minus 2. So notice that this negative sign does distribute to both of them, and now they are all over this large term here. That the k's end up being canceled out. That leaves us with a negative 1. So negative 1. And that brings us, well, 2k minus 4k minus 6. We don't even need to factor it because you just have a negative 1 in the numerator. That's it. That's all you got. So here is your answer. Notice that this negative sign here is the same as having the negative sign up here. It's identical because there's a pair. As long as there's one of them that's negative, the whole fraction is actually negative. So our answer is C. And then finally, this one is addition. So this one is going to take a little bit more effort because we do not have common denominators there. So we're going to have to give each fraction what it's missing. Now we don't care about the 2 and the 5m as a common denominator. Those are numerators. So I need to give this guy an m minus 6. I need to give this guy an m minus 2. So let's go ahead and do that. He gets the m minus 6. Now it's going to look a little rough here, just because I'm going to squeeze everything together here. When we get to the equations, I'll go ahead and just rewrite the entire thing. But right now, what I've got is I can combine both of them together. I have given this guy an m minus 2, and I've given this guy an m minus 6. Okay, so they are now combined. But what happens on the top is 2 times m minus 6 plus 5m times m minus 2. Okay, so now let's go ahead and unravel that. Maybe these will cancel out. Maybe they won't. They probably won't, but let's see what happens. 2m minus 12 plus 5m squared minus 10m all over m minus 2, m minus 6. Combine like terms, we've got 5m squared on the top. This negative 2, that's a negative 8m. And then minus 12. All right, now I'm just putting this in standard form. I get an m minus 2 and an m minus 6. All right. Factors of negative 60 that add up to negative 8. Nope, that's actually unfactorable. So this guy's stuck. This is as far as you can go. And you will notice then that the thing that looks the best, well, okay, that has a common denominator. Now these guys have switched their position, and that's totally fine. Multiplication is commutative. I can switch them. And then this guy is also, all right, same terms, just in a different order. All right, that's totally fine. So the answer for that one is C.